Bangladesh's performance in Test cricket in West Indies has historically been challenging. Despite some improvements over the years, although some might question that as well, but let's not go there today, adapting to swinging and seaming conditions remains a challenge for Bangladeshi batters. In the 10 Test matches Bangladesh have played in the West Indies so far, they have lost 7. As we were talking about the batters struggling, in the 20 Test innings Bangladesh have played in the West Indies so far, only 3 times Bangladesh managed to score in excess of 300 in an innings. But today, let's talk about the happy memories Bangladesh has experienced in the Caribbean so far. I'm talking about those 3 Test matches where Bangladesh didn't lose. These 3 matches featured in the very first 4 games Bangladesh had played in the West Indies. Let's start with the 2009 tour. It was a 2-match Test series. Just a few days before the first Test started, most of the senior players from the West Indies team, they had a disagreement with their board, and they opted to rule themselves out of the Test series. Struggling to even complete the playing 11, the board had to call upon some inexperienced players to play the tests. Out of the 12 players played in those 2 tests, 7 made their debuts. 8 of them didn't play even 10 games in their Test careers, and 7 players, including their captain Floyd Rafa, were never called up again for a Test match after that series. Bangladesh grabbed this golden opportunity with both hands. Their regular captain Mashrafi bin Murtaza, unfortunately he got injured during the very first spell while bowling, and Shakib Al Hasan had to take over as captain. Shakib led from the front with both bat and ball. He scored 159 runs, including an unbeaten 96 in the second Test. He also bagged 13 wickets in the series. Rakibul Hasan, the other batter, he also played a crucial role with bat in a brilliant partnership with Shakib Al Hasan in the final innings. Mahmudullah Riyad, he took 12 wickets in that series, including a 5-wicket haul in the first match, which was his debut as well. Tamim Iqbal scored a match-winning 100 in the first Test, earning him the Player of the Match award as well. Bangladesh won both Test matches, completing a historic whitewash. Now, let's go 20 years back to 2004, Bangladesh's first ever tour of the Caribbean. In the first Test of the series, Bangladesh managed a draw, a result which to me is more significant than the wins in 2009. Let me tell you why. It was a time when Bangladesh was a newbie in the Test arena, still learning to walk. Innings defeats were inevitable every time, almost every time Bangladesh went out to play. And the West Indies team back then featured some greats like Cric, Ramnaresh Sarwan, Shivnaran Chanderpal, Ridley Jacobs. They had a lethal fast bowling attack as well, featuring Fidel Edwards, Jermaine Lawson, Pedro Collins. Oh, not to forget, they were led by one of the greats in the game, Brian Charles Lara. Bangladesh batted first. Habibul Bashar, he scored 100. Mohammad Ashraful scored a brilliant 81. Mohammad Rafiq, he surprises everyone with a century, batting at number 9. These contributions took Bangladesh's total to 416. In reply, despite Chris Gale's 141, Bangladesh bowled the West Indies out for 352 runs, gaining a first innings lead. In the second innings, Bangladesh was in trouble at 79 for 6, but Khaled Masood, the wicketkeeper batter, he rose to the occasion. He scored a heroic unbeaten 100, which was the third, by the way, in that game. Bangladesh declared at 271 for 9, setting a challenging target of 336 for the West Indies. West Indies started the run chase strongly with Chris Gale in very attacking mode. They scored 113 for no loss in only 23 overs, but there was never enough time for the West Indies to complete the run chase, nor for Bangladesh to take all the 10 wickets. And finally, both captains agreed for a draw. The West Indies team won the second Test by an innings and 99 runs, but that draw in the first innings at that time was no less than a win for Bangladesh. After 2009, West Indies have always dominated whenever they hosted Bangladesh in Test match cricket. But those few moments of success, those 3 Test matches in the Caribbean for Bangladesh remain truly memorable, especially for us, the 90s kids. For us, those moments are worth cherishing forever. What do you think? Are there any other moments that deserve to be in that list? Let me know in the comments. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel.